It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out the first episode of Uzumaki. This is a anime horror series, you know what I'm saying, in black and white, and I really like the visuals off rip. They kind of just throw you into this world. We get introduced to our main character, Kiri and Soichi. They both live in this strange town where there's these weird things happening, and he explains pretty much there's something going on with his father, and he has this really strange obsession with spirals. It's very disturbing. I like the visuals, you know, it makes it feel like actually bringing manga panels to life. So I really like that, and it's just a creepy ass story. Kiri kind of just laughs this off until Soichi's father pops up at their house and tells her father about the spirals and just very weird, bizarre behavior. He's just being very weird and just very unsettling. And even the dad kind of looks at him kind of crazy. Then we get introduced to one of Kiri's classmates, Azumi, and she is an interesting character. Everybody's kind of like in awe and just obsessed with her, except for Shuichi does not really like her because he could see the spiral that's on her forehead. She made up this story saying like she got it while falling down, but something about Shuichi doesn't really vibe with this chick. And then we have Kiri going to Shuichi's house to kind of drop something off, and then her father does some really weird shit with his tongue like some freak ass shit with his tongue, and then this freaks her out. She goes running off, absolutely terrified. She wants to go tell Shuichi what went down with his father, but he gets cornered by Azumi, and this is because she has an infatuation with him, because it's like, you're the only one that kind of notices me. So she kind of gets this weird obsession with him, and he's just like really turned off by her and just the spiral in her head. He just wants to get away from it. Now we get to the funeral of Shuichi's father, and this is where things get bizarre, as she explains to Kiri that we just told people he fell down the steps so they don't really freak out, but what actually happened is he got this like little tub or crate or whatever and forced himself to turn into a spiral until he broke every bone in his body and died. So then everybody starts to kind of look up and see that there's this spiral smoke cloud thing looming over the whole entire town, and it's pouring into the water. This is where Shuichi's mother starts to really freak out, because she sees him in the sky, sees her husband in the sky, face all distorted. It was creepy as fuck. The visuals are crazy. Kiri runs into Azumi, and then finally she's also able to see the spiral in her head, and it's pretty much sucking her into that spiral, and she freaks out, runs off. But Azumi is not done with Shuichi, and so she comes up with this kind of plan with this guy that is also obsessed with her, but she's obviously just going to use him to lure Shuichi out so she could do what she's about to do. But we also get introduced to this like random like kind of fat kid that is constantly getting bullied by some other classmates, but they kind of stop and they see that there's a spiral on his back. Everybody really starts to get freaked out. We catch up with Shuichi's mother, and why Shuichi is wearing gloves and everything is because she's become completely haunted by spirals, to the point where she cuts off her fingertips with scissors because they have spirals in them. Once again, Kiri runs into Azumi, and Azumi is just completely, almost half her, like a quarter of her face is gone because the spiral is sucking her in. Meanwhile, Shuichi is trapped, falls for Azumi's trap, and the guy that helped set this up gets pretty angry about being set up and being used, ends up trying to go attack Azumi, ends up getting sucked into the spiral. And this was a really cool scene. It's almost like being almost like very much devoured, and the episode pretty much ends with Azumi getting sucked in and then explaining that it just gets much, much worse from here. This was a fantastic first episode. Visually, very dope. I like the use of, I could tell that there was definitely some CGI 3D kind of usage in this, but it didn't distract me. I thought it was really dope to kind of keep this in black and white. It honestly made it more disturbing to watch. Now there's only 3 episodes left of this series, and I can't wait to see what happens next and how will this end for our characters. Will it end up being a dark ending, or will they be able to figure out a way to stop this spiral from just consuming everybody in this town? Let me know how you guys feel about this first episode. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.